Well, now to new hopes for those with type 1 diabetes, with a world-first trial in Melbourne, potentially saving patients from a lifetime of insulin. Joining us is the trial's lead researcher, Professor Tom Kay from St Vincent's Institute of Medical Research. Professor, thank you so much for your time this morning. As someone whose sister was diagnosed with this at the age of 11, this is very, very exciting. Are we talking about a potential cure?
Well, cure is a big word. I think we're talking about a step forward towards a cure. Insulin, as you know from your sister, has been treated with diabetes has been treated with insulin injections for 100 years nearly. And what we're talking about is trying to stop the disease before it gets to the stage where all the body's insulin production is lost and is destroyed. We're trying to interrupt that process with this new class of drugs.
Well, it's a new arthritis drug that you're looking at, which I find is quite phenomenal. Like, how does an arthritis drug work for something like this?
Yeah, well, in a way, rheumatoid arthritis, which the drug is marketed for, and the drug's been taken by many thousands of people around the world for rheumatoid arthritis. Rheumatoid arthritis is like a bit of a cousin medically of type 1 diabetes. They're both diseases in which the immune system does the damage to the body, and these drugs have turned out to be very well tolerated and very effective at stopping the immune system damaging the body.
Where are you at the moment with this trial, and what kind of time frame are you looking at?
Well, it's very exciting for us because we're just launching the trial this week, and the trial's being done in Melbourne at the Royal Melbourne, St Vincent's and the Royal Children's Hospital, and we hope it'll be done soon, also set up soon in Adelaide. So we're looking for people who've just recently been diagnosed with diabetes to talk to their doctors about getting involved in this study. They need to be within 100 days of the diagnosis of diabetes. And then it's going to take us a couple of years to do the study.
And why is it that you're only looking at people in the early stages of having type 1 diabetes?
Yeah. That's a great question. The reason is because when you are diagnosed with diabetes, there's still a significant amount of insulin being made by the body, and over the subsequent few years, the remaining amount of insulin is lost. So what we're trying to do is preserve the insulin production that's present at the time of diagnosis with these drugs. And based on research that we've been doing in the lab for many years, funded by the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation, we think these drugs have got a good chance of doing just that.
Are you really excited by this? Because, I mean, I know my sister's had it for nearly 30 years. There has, been years and years of research, and I don't feel that they've ever really got anywhere with it. Is this as exciting as it gets?
Yeah, look, I think there's really building momentum with the trial that we're doing, but also with other trials around the world, to say that what we've talked about for so long, and I've been involved for a long time too, I think there is frustration that the diabetes is still treated much the same way as it has been for decades and decades. Of course, as you would know, there have been many fantastic advances in technology, but now we're really talking about changing the way diabetes is treated by treating. We used to treat with insulin really the disease when it had finished. What we're trying to do now is actually block the disease process from destroying the insulin-producing cells. So it's a big change in how treatment will be delivered in the next few years.
Yeah, well, good luck with it, Professor. It's very exciting stuff, and we appreciate you joining us to talk about it this morning. Thank you.
Thanks very much for your interest.
No worries. Yeah, that's very, very exciting stuff this morning, because I think it's like 3 out of 5 people who are diagnosed with type 1 diabetes are kids. And for, what they go through every day, which is, daily finger pricks to check their blood sugar levels, injections, it's a lot for a kid to deal with. Yeah,
we've got great friends of our family, and my wife, Bam, she's a model on the international circuit, but she has to monitor it completely. She's a great spokesperson for it. And my goddaughter, who's only 7, she was diagnosed very early with it, and it's a long haul. These kids are waking up with different levels, with alarms going off at night. They have to get to the point at a certain age when they can inject themselves, but that process is very difficult.
Yeah.
It's so consuming, and it's so debilitating.
And they've never really got anywhere with finding a cure. I think
Yeah.
their treatments have come a long way. I know with my sister, when she first started, she'd have to draw it up herself, the
Yeah.
insulin, in a proper needle, and now, you know, they've got machines and stuff for that. So the treatment is much, much better
Yeah.
and easier. But still, this is very exciting stuff if that's
Yeah.
what they're working towards.
Yeah, let's hope so.
Early stages, of course.
Fingers crossed.